So this is how it looks so far. Okay, and how can we fix this styling here for the drop down? Here in the style, if we go to the input, we can use the same properties that we have for the input. And we can set here, select here. Now the select has the same style, okay? Now we're gonna work with creating this and the radio, okay? So now here in the bottom, we're gonna create a new div class equals to form div, okay? And we're gonna have again, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have the type radio, and right after we're gonna have the label definitely. So first, actually this is the label for this. So here we're gonna say ID equals to label radio. Okay, then we're gonna ask this, would you recommend frequent temp to a friend? All right. And it's appearing here. Now we're gonna work with the radio options, okay? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna have a label ID equals to definitely this one. And we're gonna put the option the type radio. So here input type equals to radio. The value will be equals to definitely. And the name for this will be recommend. For example, I don't think they give us a suggestion. We can give any name as you believe. And the name for this will be recommend. For example, I don't think they give us a suggestion. We can give any name as you want. Okay. So here we have this. All right. And I'm gonna give a class here for this input. I wanna say class. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do anything right now. And in here, we're gonna display definitely. All right. This is what we have so far. We're gonna fix this, don't worry, okay? Then for the body, I'm gonna remove here the height, okay, and this will fix this part. And I already gonna fix in here. How can we fix this huge button? We're gonna say input type equals to radio, and we wanna make the height not so. It's huge put. We're gonna say input. Body. I'm gonna remove here the height.
இது வந்துச்சு ஸ்நாக்ஸ் வாங்கி தரீங்களா? நாளைக்கு சோரட்டி வாங்கி தரீங்களா?
Height. Okay, and this will fix this part. And I already gonna fix it here. How can we fix this huge put? We're gonna say input type equals show radio. And we
ஒரு
want
நாளைக்கு
to
வந்து
make
நாலு சாப்டர் முடிக்கலாம்ங்கிறேன் ஜாவால. இது வந்து இப்போ HTML படிச்சுங்க 3 to 7 மணி வரைக்கும் எப்பயுமே HTML போட்டுருக்காங்க. ஒரு நாளைக்கு வந்து 4 சாப்டர் ஜாவா. ஹவர்ஸ் கணக்கே கிடையாது. ஒரு சிலது அதாவது ஹவர்ஸ்ல கிடையாது. இன்னைக்கா தெரியல, ஒரு 3 மணி நேரம் 4 மணி நேரம் பார்த்துக்கலாம். அதான் 4 சாப்டர் கணக்கு வச்சிருக்கேன் நான். சொல்றது கேளுங்க, எனக்கு ஹவர்ஸ் கணக்கு தெரியல. 4 சாப்டர் தான், மொத்தம் 31 சாப்டர் இருக்குது. 4 நாள்னா 7.5 நாள் ஆகுது. 7-8 நாள் ஆகுது.
முடிஞ்சா திருப்தியா இருந்து புரியுது, என்னால முடியும்னு தோணுச்சுன்னா இன்னும் 2 சாப்டர் பாருங்க. அதாவது 7 நாள் பிளான் பண்ணிட்டு அதை 9 நாள்லயும் முடிக்கலாம், 7 நாள் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அதை 5 நாள்லயும் முடிக்கலாம்.
இல்ல அது எனக்கு போட்டு பார்த்து நான் கொஞ்சம் பொறுமையா போறேன். என்னது என்ன இல்ல என்ன பொறுமையா போறதுல என்ன உங்களுக்கு பிரச்சனை? 8 நாள்லயே முடிச்சிடுறேன். அதுக்கப்புறமா கூட இன்னும் 20 நாள் இருக்குது. வேற ஏதாவது கூட கோர்ஸ் வாங்கிட்டாங்க வேணாம்ல. புரியல. உங்களுக்கும் வாய்ஸ் மாறிடுச்சா? ஓகே, நல்லது. ஏன்னா எனக்கும் கோல்டு காசு தாங்க. அங்க கத்திட்டு என்ன சொன்னாங்க? என்ன சொல்லிட்டு போனாங்க? சரி. எங்க டூரு?
கோயம்புத்தூர்ல ஒரு ஸ்போக்கன் இங்கிலீஷ் கிளாஸ் எடுத்தாங்க. அது வந்து ஆன்லைன்ல ஆஃப்லைன்ல
பாப்பாங்க. நான் AWS வேணா பாக்குறேன் அந்த டைம்ல, ரிமைனிங் டைம்ல.
the height not so big, like 20 pixels for example, and now it's a little bit better. Okay, now what are we gonna do? I'm gonna actually cut this from this div and I'm gonna put in another div so it can all be separated from div. Okay, this way, like we all be separated from div. Okay, this way, like we can see in here. And we kind of can make them in the same alignment. There's no problem. Okay, then we're gonna do the same for the other 3 options. So I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna paste here for the other 3 options that we have. We have the option maybe and not sure. So here I'm gonna change everything for
okay.
Maybe. Maybe. And here, not sure. Not sure. It will be not sure this way. All right, so it's this way so far. Okay. And now we need to fix and put everything in the same line. Be not sure this way. All right, so it's this way so far. Okay. And now we need to fix and put everything in the same line. So basically what I did in here, I used it here the input type radio and I changed the height, okay, and the margin left, those things. So here, basically pretty much the way that it is right now. And here I changed the div to form radio only for the three options and I put this display flex. x direction row to put everything here in the same row. Okay, now let's continue here with the next part. So what is your favorite feature of frequent camp? So basically it's gonna be again a drop down like we saw previously. So basically in here we're gonna copy the same style that we did in here for the drop down, and we're just gonna change the options. Okay, so here I'm gonna change the options. This, if I take a look in the instructions, they're telling us to give, here we can give a different ID. In this case, I give an ID drop down role, and here I'm gonna give a drop down label. What is the question in here? What is your favorite feature? So here I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna say feature. Drop down feature. And here we're gonna copy and paste row. All right. Here the name I'm gonna say drop down row, and here I'm gonna give the name drop down feature. Feature. And here we have here the name I'm gonna say drop down row. And here I'm gonna give the name drop down feature. And here we have the select an option. So here I'm gonna say select an option. And we're gonna have 4 options besides this one. So 4 options. And now I'm gonna add here the options.
ஹலோம்மா அம்மா இது நைட்டுக்கு இது தானே கீரை குழம்பு தானே
ஆமாப்பா
சப்பாத்தி செஞ்சிருங்க
ட்ரை பண்றேன்டா உடம்பு முடியல
சரி ரைஸ்க்குதா
ரைஸ் வச்சு தரேன்
சரி கொடுங்க ரைஸ்க்குதுன்னா கொடுங்க
options besides this one. So 4 options, and now I'm gonna add here the options. So like we can see right now, we have here the select option. Okay, exactly what we have in this part. Now to finish, we're almost finished, and we need to work now with the checkbox and the text area and the button. So let's start applying things in here. Okay, basically what am I gonna do? Now we're gonna create a div, okay, that we're gonna have a class equals to form div. And we're gonna create as well, now we're gonna work with this checkbox, okay? So first I'm gonna ask here this question, label ID equals to, sorry, just label, I believe we can use just label. Yes, we can give a label like ID equals to label checkbox, if you wanted to. And here will be this question, what would you like to see improved? Okay, we're gonna paste, and then we're gonna close in here with label. All right, this is what we have so far. Now we're gonna create the checkbox. Okay, so inside this, I'm gonna create another div, and I'm gonna give a class equals to form checkbox. Actually, I'm gonna give a div checkbox, okay? And what are we gonna have in this div checkbox? Basically, we're gonna have the label, actually the checkbox, and then the label. So here I'm gonna say label, input, type equals to checkbox, okay? The name will be equal to improvement, for example. The value in this case, the first value, I'm gonna say number 1, because I don't want to type in all of this. And uh, improvement, for example. The value in this case, the first value, I'm gonna say number 1, because I don't want to type in all of this. And this will be the first message we're gonna display. Okay, and then we have the label. All right, and if we take a look at here, we're having here here the front end projects. I'm just gonna change the style. Label. All right. And if we take a look in here, we're having here the front end projects. I'm just gonna change the style here to do something similar as we did for the radio. I'm gonna say input type equals to checkbox. Okay, and this way we're gonna fix here the checkbox as well. All right, and the form radio here, I'm gonna say form checkbox as well to put everything in a row. All right, I believe if we use here align items. Center. It will put things in the center. Let's see. All right. And okay. All right. Now what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do exactly what I did here for the checkbox, but now I'm gonna copy and paste multiple times to have all these checkbox we have in here, you know? We'll be right back. 10 pixels. Let's see how much it should. So now if we take a look here, the form is pretty much the same, right? We can create some padding in here, all right, like 10 pixels. Let's see how much it changes. I want to add a padding bottom, just a padding bottom. Let's see, it's not changing anything. If I put 100, I don't think it will change. The form checkbox is not changing anything. Let's see why. Because I'm not calling form checkbox. I'm calling div checkbox. So if I put in here div checkbox, now I think it will fix, it will create some space. Div checkbox, we need a dot in here. So now it's more, we have more space. Probably we can change, instead of this, we can set like 5, right? And we can kind of work with the label as well, because here the label, I think it's too much. If we change here for padding 5 pixels as well, let's now we're trying to padding bottom. Let's see, padding top. I think it's too much. Probably we can change, instead of this, we can set like 5, right? And we can kind of work with the label as well, because here the label, I think it's too much. If we change here for padding 5 pixels as well, let's now we're trying to padding bottom. Let's see, padding top. 7 pixels. Let's see, 10 pixels. Great, so now it's online. All right, now we kind of have the same outline. I want to use 8. Here, that will be aligned in the way that it is in here. All right, so now we have the checkbox. Now let's do the text area. This is the final thing we need to work with. So the text area here in the end, we're gonna have a div class equals to form div, and we're gonna use the text area. First to the label ID equals to label text area. And what will be the label? What is the question you want to make? Is this any comments or questions? So we're going to put this in. This in here. All right. And then I'm going to add a BR, because a BR will create an extra spacing like we have in here, this extra spacing. And we can see by looking in here. Now I want to use the text area. So now we're going to have a text area. All right. So you can take a look in here. We have this text area. I want to give a name equals to text area, or we can give a name of suggestion, I'm not sure. And let's see if we have any placeholder. Enter your comment here. So this will be our placeholder. Placeholder equals to enter your comment here. Okay, now let's take a look. We have this in here. Now we can use the text area to have the same style as our input. So here I'm gonna say select, and I'm gonna say text area. All right. Okay, now let's take a look. We have
Bobby.
we have this in here. Now we can use the text area to have the same style as our input. So here I'm gonna say select, and I'm gonna say in text area. All right, now if we take a look, now we have this. I want to change the height of our text area. So let me see if I can enter in here rows equals to 10. For example, let's see, it's not changing. So in my case, I'm gonna put here text area width 90%. I'm gonna remove this. It's here. Font size 16 pixels, and the height will be 100 pixels. Let's see. If I scroll down now, it looks a little bit better. Okay, enter your comment here, enter your comment here. It will be. I think it's okay. Okay, all right. And finally, we need this submit button. So let's add here in the bottom div class equals to form div, and we're gonna have an input type equals to submit. Value equals to, what is the value? Here we're gonna say submit. Okay. And here we close the. So let's take a look. Now we have this button in here. Later on, I wanna add here a margin. Here I'm gonna say BTN. And for the BTN, what I want. BTN, I wanna have a margin bottom of 50 pixels. Okay, so let's go to BTN. I want a margin bottom of 300 pixels. Let's say it's not creating this BTN. The input type submit, input type equals to submit here. I want to make width of 90% like we have in here, right? The color will be white, right? The background color will be kind of green. So here I'm gonna say green and let's see how it looks like. And I want the border to be 1 pixel solid green as well. Okay, so here we have this. Let me see if I put here margin bottom of 200 pixels. So let's see if it works. Okay, now it's working here. I'm gonna change this to 50 pixels and it looks a little bit better. I'm gonna remove this BTN that we saw in here. All right, so this is pretty much what we have. Let's see if we have a footer. So after everything, we don't have a footer, and that's pretty much what we have in our code. So basically, this is pretty much what we have in our code. All right, it seems pretty similar to what we have. One thing that we can fix is that if we expand too much, we can set a maximum width for this survey form. So here, max width, I want to set 500 pixels, for example, actually 800 pixels, for example. width for this survey form. So here max width, I want to set 500 pixels, for example, actually 800 pixels, for example. This is our max width, so depending on the case, it won't expand too much. And we can set a min width of 500 pixels as well, okay? And that's pretty much what we have. All right, this is our project exactly like we saw in here. If you enjoyed this content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, you can send here in a comment, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye. If you'd like to have full support from a programming expert via Telegram group and group coaching, check the description below.
ஜெயிப்பாங்க ஜெயிப்பாங்க இவனை எழுப்புங்க fans ஓட drink அ குடிங்க
They wanted them to show you download your free code cam certificates from the official website. Once you complete that in the following certification, you can head over to the profile on the top right, and under free code cam certifications, it will display all the certificates that you've completed. Just so from the official website. Once you've completed that in the following certification, you can head over to your profile on the top right, and under free code cam certifications, it will